Hi folks, this is Mike with M&M Precision Painting. This channel is dedicated to showing you what the pros know so you can do it yourself. Today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to clean an airless out, and I can almost guarantee it's the fastest way possible. For that, stay tuned, but don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Here we go, guys. All right, guys, so we just got through spraying. Of course, we sprayed some trim over here. That's gone now. We'll use this red color. You can see we're still in the paint, and our airless is still pressured up. See there? We're still getting... So one of the first things you want to do is get yourself 3 buckets. I find this is the easiest way. Fill it with hot soapy water in one, about halfway with hot regular water, and then an empty. Okay, doke. So first thing you're going to do is, since you're in your paint and you got paint in the pump, you're going to take your prime tube, make sure it's in your paint, hold it down just in case. You're going to release the pressure on this, because if you keep the pressure up, it's just going to keep priming. So you release the pressure on this, and by the way, folks, this is your on-off switch back here. So it is in the on position. So turn the pressure all the way down, then go from right here, this is spray mode, down to prime mode. And see, that released all the pressure. And one of the reasons you're keeping it under here is because it's dripping paint. So nonetheless, now you got that part done, you can take your intake tube, normally knock it off like this, put it in your hot water, just your regular hot water here. And you're going to rinse this off, okay, really well. And the reason we're rinsing this really well is for a couple of reasons. You don't want this build up like this, because if you just do this over and over again without rinsing it off, you're going to get mega buildup. So I shake it off like this. Alrighty. And then you're going to take your prime tube and you're going to put it back in your paint, because you still got paint in this pump. All right. So we're still in the prime position, our pump is on. So now we're just gonna crank the pressure up until it turns on and starts priming. And right now we're getting this water into the pump. It's dirty for now, but that's okay. So here we go, we're gonna crank this up, and you're gonna see paint come out in the beginning. And then when the paint is done coming out, you're gonna switch it over to this empty bucket, okay? Wait, I got unplugged, you guys. All right, there we go. All right, until you see it like get watery, then you switch it over. All right, and you let that run for a little while. See how it's really watery now? You don't want to wait until too much water comes out. All right, now come over here and you can switch to spray mode. All right, now you grab your gun, and we're going to do the same thing with this. Take the tip off, set that over there on the side. And this is an important aspect here too. Go ahead and turn your pressure back down. Hold on to your prime tube. There we go, because sometimes that'll kick back. Now go ahead and squeeze your trigger, right? Then put it on spray, then slowly turn your pressure up so you don't have all that built up pressure in the pump. And if you just go squeeze this with a lot of pressure in the pump, it's gonna blast all in your face. So there we go, squeeze it. Same thing, you guys. We're gonna go until we see that paint get a little watery, and you'll be able to hear it too and see it. See how it's starting to get a little, all right, then we'll switch over to our 5, and we'll let as much of that paint get out of there as we can. All right, now we're gonna set this to the side. We're gonna take our prime tube and we're kind of gonna go back and forth with just water. Now we got our prime tube. Hold it. Go down here where your prime is. Switch it down to prime mode. Alright. Switch it back to spray. Now, this is an important part. Let's go ahead and put our paint up. Get it out of the way. All right, so this is another little trick. So now we're gonna have our trash bucket, our clean bucket, and we're gonna come out of this while we're in prime to put it in there. And the reason we do that is because if you don't, this will just bleed out like that into your clean water. So what I do is I take it out, put my prime tube in here, right? Let it get priming. And now I'm sucking air up this intake tube so it's not letting paint come out. And then I'll slowly put it in here in my soapy hot water. And I'll let it run through. Till it starts to get a little clear. All right, now we'll switch it to spray mode and we're gonna do the same thing. Remember, you got pressure on it, turn your pressure down. Slowly squeeze your trigger, now you can slowly turn your pressure up. So now we got that hot soapy water running through the hose. And you want to run it, both the prime tube and this, until you see that it's getting a little clear, so you know that you got mostly clean water going through there. See how it's still kind of red? It's a little watered down, so we'll stop there and then we'll switch it to prime. See how clear that is now? Now that we got hot soapy water in the pump and in the hose, let's just let it sit for 30 minutes and we'll be right back. All right guys, so we've literally let it sit for about 10 minutes. Unfortunately, just for the sake of time, I didn't have time to go through all that. All right, so our hot soapy water's been sitting in the pump and the hose. So we're still in spray mode. So let's turn our pressure down. Let's go to our prime. Hold our tube in our trash bucket here. Turn it to prime. Relieves the pressure so we can get this off. This is our filter. I want to go ahead and take this guy off. And we're gonna look how dirty that is, you guys. I'm gonna take this filter off and we're gonna take the filter out of the gun off. Which seems to be stuck on pretty well. There we go. And there's gonna be a little filter in this gun right here. We're gonna take that out. See there? And we're gonna take this to our sink. And ideally you wanna have yourself one of these little brushes right here, a little pipe brush. But we're gonna take this over to our sink. And we're gonna run some water. I'm gonna take this sleeve. It's called a sieve actually, but we're gonna take that guy off, clean all the paint off there. And we can take our little scrubby deal, clean the inside and outside of that. Same with this one, you guys. Go all the way through, all the way back out, all the way through, all the way back out. And we want to try to get as much of that built up paint in there off as we can. You ready? Put my little scrub brush, pipe brush back up. And sieve goes back on. This goes back in here. Let's tighten it down. Let's put our filter back in our gun. Twist our gun back. And now that it's been sitting, it's had a chance to, that hot soapy water's had a chance to eat away at any of this built up paint deposit, either in the pump or in the hose itself. So now we're just going to reprime it just in case. So our pump is already on. We're in the prime position. Turn our pressure up. And this should turn clear really quick, you guys. Kind of use your hand to see how opaque or lack thereof it is. All right, now we'll squeeze our trigger, switch to spray mode. Coming out of there still kind of red. Getting pretty clear now. Alrighty, guys. So now, next step, we got soapy water. You don't want to leave the soapy water in there. Hold your prime tube. Turn your pressure all the way down. Switch it to prime. Pull your intake tube out. Go to your sink. You want to get all the hot soapy water out. Throw yourself some more hot water in there. Again, about halfway. Just to a quarter right now, just for the purpose of time. So same step as when we loaded our paint up, which was in a previous video, but nevertheless we got to prime this first because now we have air in it. So let's hold our prime tube, switch it to prime, turn our pressure up. You see how clear that is? Now we just want to get that soapy water out of there. See, we got nice clear water coming out. That's what you want. Switch it to spray mode. And if you don't want to turn the pressure down, you can stick your gun in the water itself and pull the trigger so it doesn't splash back on you. See, soapy water, and we're just going to run it till we get clear water. There we go, guys. Nice and clear. Airless is cleaned out. Hold your prime tube again. Turn your pressure down. Put it in prime position to relieve the pressure. You don't want to store these things under pressure. And you're going to wrap her up, and that'll do it. And the idea behind putting the hot water in the pump and in the line is and then waiting a little while, is there's something else on the job you could be doing rather than just constantly running this thing. If you just constantly run this thing without any hot water, just plain cold water and soap, I've seen people, especially with a color like red, literally an hour, and 15-20 gallons of water ran through it because there was no hot water and or soap to break down that paint, those paint deposits, and the pumping in the line. So to me, this is the fastest way. Get your paint out, get your soapy water in the pump and the line, let it sit, go do something productive, come back, clean your filters, crank it back up, and it should be clean on the first go around. You see how much water I used? I literally used maybe a 5 in total at that. So that's how we clean these pumps out, you guys. And until next time, we'll see you. All right, guys, that's how we clean out Airless sprayer. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments. And until next time, we'll see you later.